Welcome. I am Day, DAA, my initials. I am a woman in recovery from loss, grief, trauma, and addiction. I have found that in my years of active recovery, when I awake, it is important for me to affirm and devote myself to the me of my recovery, the one who ties all of the pieces of me together gently and lovingly to face each day. With these daily affirmations, reflections, and devotions, walk with me on the journey of renewal and self-reflection. And remember that you are not alone. Fair Use, Daily Reflections. This is a book of reflections by AA members for AA members. January 18th. Would a drink help? By going back in our own drinking histories, we could show that years before we realized it, we were out of control, that our drinking even then was no mere habit, that it was indeed the beginning of a fatal progression. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 23. When I was still drinking, I couldn't respond to any of life's situations the way other, more healthy people could. The smallest incident triggered a state of mind that believed I had to have a drink to numb my feelings. But the numbing did not improve the situation, so I sought further escape in the bottle. Today, I must be aware of my alcoholism. I cannot afford to believe that I have gained control of my drinking, or again, I will think I have gained control of my life. Such a feeling of control is fatal to my recovery. Fair Use, Courage to Change One Day at a Time in Al-Anon, January 18. When I first heard that the best way to help an alcoholic was to focus on myself, I thought Al-Anon was a heartless place where I would be forced to stop caring about my loved ones. I had decided never to return, but someone shared a thought that changed my mind. He said that although the desire to help another person can be well motivated and compassionate, our old ways of helping don't necessarily help. Al-Anon offers a new way to help. I examined my version of helping the alcoholic. I saw that when I covered her bad checks or made excuses for her, I kept her from facing the consequences of her actions. I actually was depriving her of opportunities to change. I'll start over. I actually was depriving her of opportunities to want to change. I also had to consider why I felt so desperate unless I was helping. When I took a look at my motives, I found that it was my anxiety I didn't want to face. Today's reminder: is the help I offer truly loving, or do I have other motives? Am I trying to change another person or get them to do what I want? Talking it over with my sponsor can offer perspective. My best hope for helping those I love really does begin when I focus on myself. In Al-Anon, we learn not to create a crisis, not to prevent a crisis if it is in the natural course of events. Detachment. Fair Use, Just for Today. Daily Meditations for Recovering Addicts, January 18, the simple inventory. Continuing to take a personal inventory means that we form a habit of looking at ourselves, our actions, our attitudes, and our relationships on a regular basis. Basic text, page 42. The daily inventory is a tool we can use to simplify our lives. The most complicated part of taking a regular inventory is deciding how to start. Should we write it out? What should we examine? In how much detail? And how do we know when we're finished? In no time, we've turned a simple exercise into a major project. Here's one simple approach to the daily inventory. We set aside a few minutes at the close of each day to sit quietly and check out our feelings. Is there a knot, big or small, in our gut? Do we feel uncomfortable about the day we've just finished? What happened? What was our part in the affair? Do we owe any amends? If we could do it over again, what would we do differently? We also want to monitor the positive aspects of our lives in our daily inventory. What has given us satisfaction today? Were we productive, responsible, kind, loving? Did we give unselfishly of ourselves? Did we fully experience the love and beauty the day offered us? What did we do today that we would want to do again? Our daily inventory doesn't have to be complicated to be effective. It is a very simple tool we can use to keep in daily touch with ourselves. Just for today, I want to keep in touch with the way I feel in living this life I've been given. At the end of this day, I will take a brief, simple inventory. Fair use. Today, Emotions Anonymous, January 18. Reflection for today. My problem is not powerlessness, but too much power over my emotions, I said. Then I learned that controlled emotions control me. Of all emotions, I relate to anger least, I said. Then I learned that my large choices in life, no less than my idlest snap judgments of people, were ruled by unadmitted angers and fears. How inappropriate their angers are, I said, of my near ones. But my own poor strategies of living had gone to produce the emotional climate I complain against. I learned detachment and forgiveness. Meditation for today. May my love for others continue to grow as I learn to acknowledge my true feelings and to accept the consequences of my feelings in the real world. Today I will remember. I will listen to my feelings and direct them towards recovery. Fair use. Strengthening my recovery. Meditations for adult children of alcoholics, dysfunctional families. January 18. New way of life. We ask the adult child considering ACA to look at the program as a way of life that will unfold over time, bringing rich rewards of emotional relief and self-acceptance. BRB, that's the Big Red Book, page 95. We took all of the abuse we could and still thought it was our fault. What was it we were doing wrong anyway? What was it that made us feel so different and defective? Why couldn't we just be like the rest of the people in our family and just take endless amounts of abuse without seeming to care? Why were we so wimpy? And where did negative feelings like anger get us anyway? Before ACA, we may have been in other programs that helped us, but we're certain feelings may have been minimized. This made us feel like we were back in a place where we had to shut parts of ourselves off. We must have been told that taking it to God was the only important thing. That may work for many people, but we realized it wasn't enough for us. Now, with the help of ACA and the people we have learned to trust, we can accept the value of all of our feelings. We especially accept our anger and no longer run from it, knowing it can help teach us where our boundaries should be. We talk to others who are in touch with their feelings in a healthy way and can really hear us when we express our emotions. We know we are in the right place where healing takes place. On this day, I will realize my emotions are part of a gift from my higher power, a gift called me. Share, like, and subscribe. And most of all, be the you that you are created to be.